Welcome to D Platoon, officer. Formed in 1967, the Special Weapons and Tactics Team of the Los Angeles Police Department has held a preeminence within the field of law enforcement and has been the standard bearer for domestic specialized tactical units throughout the world. We are an organization steeped in tradition and pride, where individuals are frequently called upon to perform at levels far above the norm. There have been and ever will be certain guiding principles that have provided the foundation for the high level of professionalism exemplified by this organization and its members. Commit them to memory.
Welcome to D Platoon, officer. I'm Sergeant Rooker. While you're assigned to D Platoon, I'll be your supervisor. Your new position here is that of an assaulter. This is Officer Packmeyer, and he's your element leader. For the record, Officer Packmeyer has been an element leader in D Platoon for 8 years. He's a wealth of information, officer. Learn from him.
Thank you, Sergeant. Hello.
Officer, I'd like you to give some thought to what I'm about to say. You are now one of 60 tactical officers within D Platoon. We constitute less than 1% of the entire Los Angeles police force. Your selection and admittance to this platoon is something to be proud of and respected. As a member of SWAT, you are responsible to meet the requirements of specific tactical criteria and will be tested regularly. Anytime you should fail to meet these requirements, you will be encouraged to train up. Remember, your level of physical fitness, your firearm proficiency, and your understanding of tactics affects the entire team, and the team concept is what we're all about here. There's no hot shots, no loose cannons. We train as one. We work as one, and we resolve conflicts as one. Do you understand, officer? There's no room for grandstanding. Lives are on the line. The lives of police officers, your fellow teammates, innocent citizens, and yes, even suspects. Lest you should forget, officer, D Platoon is a life-saving organization. We adhere to the rules and regulations of the Los Angeles Police Department and to the laws of the United States of America. And while you're a member of SWAT, you will remember to live up to our standards, regulations, and laws. You will behave as a gentleman, an officer, and if necessary, a gunfighter. Officer Packmeyer now has a few things to say to you as well. Officer Packmeyer?
As Sergeant said, we're a team here. For us, trust is more than a word. It's a way of life, a vow we make to one another. When called upon in a crisis, I trust you will do your job. I trust you will have honed your skills and will be prepared. I trust you will be brave, but not foolish. I trust that when I give an order, you will follow it. I trust that when you tell me you can accomplish something, you will. Around here, we're cross-trained. Some of us are lead climbers and assaulters. Others are negotiators and assaulters. You're entering D Platoon as an assaulter. We have a sniper position open. So if you're interested, I suggest you train up and then let me or Sergeant know you'd like a shot at the position. Sir?
Thank you, Officer Packmeyer. Officer, I suggest you become familiar with your new surroundings and your newly issued weapons. I also encourage you to review the educational material the department has made available. We have a training detail later at the Academy Range. Be there. Until then, get settled and learn what you can.
Colt .45 caliber 1911 government model sidearm.
Yeah, I know who you are. You're the new guy in Rooker's squad, Danny Turner. What are you doing out here? You guys have small arms training over at the academy.
Oh, you know, that's right. Sergeant Rooker mentioned it.
Yeah, well, you better get over there. Sergeant Paulden is in charge of small arms training, and it's no coincidence that his nickname is Sergeant Meanie.
Sergeant Meanie?
Yeah, but I wouldn't call him that to his face.
Yeah, well, thanks. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, sure.
Colt .45.
Hey, aren't you the new guy in Sergeant Rooker's element? Yeah, I hear you're supposed to be over at the small arms range for weapons training, not over here in the combat range.
Oh. Hey, great, thanks.
Colt 45 caliber. Selection of your tactical gear.
Heads up, gentlemen. We have a new member in the element. Until formal introductions can be made, you may refer to him as the SWAT pup. Welcome aboard, officer. I'm 30 David, Sergeant Paulden. We were just about to do a few drills with the MP5. Step up to alley 13, 7-yard line and join us.
Yes, sir.
Officers with your MP5s, make ready. This is a training exercise, officer. You will follow the drills, please. This is a training exercise, officer. You will follow the drills, please. Weapons to low ready. We have a renegade. Officers, set your weapon to semi-auto now. Officers, come to your guard. Failure drill. 2 shots to the body, 1 to the head. Semi-auto. 2 to the body, single to the head. Semi-auto. On the whistle. On guard. Officer, if you're experiencing a malfunction, clear it now. If not, I suggest you follow the drills. You a comedian? I thought you were LAPD SWAT. Now knock off the funny business and get focused. Officers, come to your guard. 2 shots to center mass. Semi-auto. 2 shots to center mass. Semi-auto. On the whistle. On guard. Officers, come to your guard. 2 shots to center mass. Semi-auto. 2 shots to center mass. Semi-auto. On the whistle. On guard. Officers, come to your guard. Failure drill. 2 shots to the body, 1 to the head. Semi-auto. 2 to the body, single to the head. Semi-auto. On the whistle. On guard. Officers, come to your guard. Failure drill. 2 shots to the body, 1 to the head. Semi-auto. 2 to the body, single to the head. Semi-auto. On the whistle. On guard. Officers, come to your guard. Single to the head, semi-auto. Single to the head, semi-auto. On the whistle. On guard. Put him on safe and let him hang. Officers with your sidearms, make ready. This is a training exercise, officer. You will follow the drills, please. Officers, hold your fire. We have a quitter in the group.
We'll get started when everyone's here, which would appear to be now. Everyone, your attention, please. Settle down. We can get started. Today, we want to discuss use of force issues, cover the differences between stealth and dynamic entries, and review tactical communication techniques. Are we clear, or are there any questions? First, each call-up we answer is unique to the situation at hand. No two encounters will ever be exactly alike. However, each situation will share certain characteristics: the negotiation process, tactical plan formation, scouting the area for possible approach routes, interviewing victims, neighbors, and witnesses. Structures will share features such as entry ports, single or multiple levels. What we cannot plan for is how any suspect will behave. Remember two things. It is the suspect who determines the outcome of any given situation, and there is never just one way to resolve a crisis. So, how can we truly be prepared? Well, for one thing, we can train using proven tactics and procedures. Any questions so far? Over 60% of all our call-ups are barricaded suspects. Out of that, approximately 80% of the barricaded suspects will be a domestic barricade of a single male. Soured robberies, hostage taking, and multiple barricaded suspects make up the remaining 20%. Now, anytime you have one or multiple barricaded suspects, time is on your side. Negotiation is key. Time becomes crucial when hostages are involved or the threat to innocent citizens is imminent. If negotiations break down, or if the life of an innocent citizen or police officer is in jeopardy during a barricaded situation, we must be prepared to initiate a tactical plan to enter the structure. Entering a structure can be one of the most hazardous times during an assault. You want to plan for high ground cover, and you want to enter the structure to your advantage. Now, to do this, we always scout the area for an approach route. We also determine what type of entry we prefer to make, whether that would be a dynamic entry or a stealth entry. Dynamic entries are fast and are characterized by the use of diversionary devices and techniques. The entry team can be assisted by one or more gas teams. Flashbangs are used at the point of entry to disorient a suspect or as a diversionary tool at separate entry ports. Stealth entries are referred to as soft probes. They're characterized by slow, cautious movement. The first person on the entry team is the scout. The scout is armed with a 180-degree mirror and a .45. The mirror provides a reverse image of the room you're about to enter. The door jamb will give you your point of reference. Remember, the proper way to mirror a door is to first mirror low and then mirror high. You mirror low first because the suspect in the next room is generally not looking at floor level. He's generally looking at his eye level. The scout will inform the rest of the entry team of what to expect. Door right, closet left. This information is relayed via your LASH radio unit. The scout is covered by the second man on the entry team, the rear guard. The rear guard carries a shotgun. The shotgun will be loaded with buckshot unless a door or a car needs to be breached. At such times, the shotgun is loaded with 1-ounce 12-gauge slugs. Now, next up behind the rear guard is your element leader. Your element leader should be an assaulter's main focus. You do as he instructs. If your element leader tells you to cover a door, you cover that door. You do not second guess your element leader. The scout, rear guard, and element leader will continue to soft probe the environment, placing trailers where needed. Remember, survey threat areas, determine what needs to be covered, clear rooms in a circular or L patterns. Questions?
Are there certain room entry techniques we should employ?
Whether you enter a room under a dynamic or a stealth mode, you want to remember to invoke certain practices. Always slice the pie on a door or a room. In other words, don't rush straight into any room. If you do, you're rushing head on into trouble. By slicing the pie, you're angling your position to first see what the room contains, then roll out if necessary. Rolling out or leaning without exposing any more of your body than you need to see further into a room is a life-saving tactic. It's not a formality. Next, if the person ahead of you enters a room and moves to the right, then you enter to the left. If you follow their path into a room, you will be in their field of fire. Lastly, if a suspect sees you on a room entry before the entry team is ready to make an arrest, or if a sniper misses his shot, the mission is compromised. Alert others of the compromise by broadcasting the word compromised. Any questions? Communication is key to our success as a team. Consequently, agreed upon terminology exists in this organization, and I expect all of you to understand and utilize this terminology. When observing and relaying information concerning a structure, you will refer to it by numbers, not geographical designations. The front of the building is always side 1. Moving clockwise, the numbers increase, 2, 3, 4, etc. Corners are referred to by their intersecting sides. In the example I have here, you can see the bottom left corner is referred to as the 1-2 corner. So remember, the front of the building is always side 1, and you move clockwise and number accordingly. Here we have a 4-story building. The concept of numbering still applies. Numbers are assigned to all openings and all levels. Each opening is numbered, beginning from the left to the right, bottom to the top. Each level is numbered from the bottom up. Consequently, look at the example here. The door will be referred to as level 1, opening 2. If you have suspect information to relay, you will do so by using this technique. Is that clear? During a tactical operation, we communicate 2 ways, through lash radio headsets and hand signals. The lash radio headset functions by capturing the vibration from your throat. You're going to want to whisper when using the lash. Anything louder than a whisper will cause distortion and jeopardize our communication. Verbal communication should be kept brief, lest a suspect hears you. If you need a trailer to enter a room and cover a cleared area, you need only say, "Trailer, cover window," nothing more. The trailer will come to you and set up on the window. If you're sniper team number 1 and you've arrived at your position, the simple sentence, "High ground 1 in position," will do. Us brass will know what you're up to. The other method of communication that we utilize is from the military, and it's used internationally. It's the use of hand signals. Now these are basic, but for those of you needing a refresher course, a raised fist means hold. Do not move. Moving your hand horizontally over your head means cover. A raised fist moved in an up and down motion means hurry up. A hand with spread fingers indicates suspect. The direction you point indicates where the suspect is. If you need someone's attention, snap your fingers. Or if you see or hear snapping, someone wants your attention. And when someone has your attention, if they point to their eyes and then to a door, they want you to look at the door or in the direction of the door. If you see a thumbs up, you know an area is clear and it's safe to enter. If you see a flat hand, do not continue with your action or movement. Stop. All very basic hand movements, gestures that can save your life and the lives of your teammates. Now, I know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's tempting to add an additional middle finger into our repertoire. But I would ask you to curb that temptation and behave professionally. Well, that's it. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. Dismissed.
Barricaded female, North Hollywood area, 339 Westcott Avenue. Shots fired. Code 3.
This is Sergeant Pruitt with the LAPD. Lucy, if you can hear me, I want you to answer the telephone. We're here to help you. Please pick up the telephone and talk with me.
It's my wife, Lucy. Lucy Long. She's holed up in the house. She won't come out, won't let me in. Like I told that other officer, she's been mixed up a lot lately. Ain't that so, Katie? This is my daughter, Katie. Go ahead, hon. You tell the officer.
My mom's always been real protective of our family, but it's different now. It's like she's not just protective, she's angry or paranoid or something. I don't know what. I think she's become dangerous. She has a gun now, and she shot at me and my dad this morning.
That's right. She damn near killed us, too. See, yesterday, she threw me out of the house, hollering she weren't going to let me back in. She locked all the doors. Neighbors across the street were looking. So I walked down to Katie's. She just lives in the apartments over on Maroa. So I spent the night there. This morning, Katie brung me back home. We was walking up to the house, and Lucy started shooting at us. That's when I called the police.
I understand, sir. We'd like for your wife to come out on her own so we can get her some help. But if she won't, and the possibility exists she might hurt herself, we might have to go in and get her. I was just briefing Mr. Long on the possibility that we might have to enter his home.
Mr. Long, our crisis negotiation team is currently on the telephone with your wife. There's some concern that she may be delusional. Now, I realize I've already asked you to explain the physical layout of your house and property, but in case we need to go in and get her, I want to make sure that we're prepared. Is there anything else that you can tell me about the house's layout?
Well, of course, you've seen the boards in the front windows. She's got all the windows boarded up like that.
Pup, see what you can learn from the Long's neighbors.
Hey!
Hey, since this is your first time out, a little advice for you. Do as you're told.
Hey!
How you doing, pup? Don't worry about this one. Everything's gonna be fine. I was on the scout with Packmeyer and Rooker. There are limited ports of entry, and those that are there are pretty well boarded up. Think we have a captive audience. Who knows? Maybe she'll come out on her own.
Do barricade suspects usually come out on their own?
In this job, there is no usual. Every situation is different. Every resolution is different.
Any advice for me?
Yeah. Around here, remember to lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Any advice for me? Any advice for me? Anything else?
Watch my back, and I'll watch yours.
Anything else?
Watch. Excuse me, sir. Have you interviewed the Long's neighbors yet? If not, I suggest you do so now. The more information we have, the safer the experience.
Hey, leave everything alone and...
How you doing?
Okay, how you doing? This is your first call up, isn't it? Well, don't sweat it. Just do your job, no heroics.
When will we be deployed?
Soon. Rooker, Packmeyer, and Wexel have already scouted the property. They'll be placing us soon. So just try and relax. You know, the wait ain't nothing compared to the ride.
When will we be deployed?
Soon. Rooker, Packmeyer, and Wexel.
How you doing?
Good. You'll do fine. Just listen to Packmeyer.
Any advice?
Yeah. Watch my back.
Any advice?
Hey, how you doing? This your first time out? You'll be all right. Just keep your eyes open for hazards.
Any other advice?
Yeah, watch my back.
Hello, you must be the neighbor.
Yes, I'm Mr. Devon. I've been living across from the Longs for the last 10 years. When I first moved in, they were real nice. Showed me and my wife the neighborhood. Yeah, hadn't been the same in the last few years. You know the wife, Lucy? She beats that old man real bad, all day long. You cops been out here. I'm getting to know you guys on a first-name basis.
Have you ever actually been inside the long residence, Mr. Devon?
Not in a long time. Lucy boards it up bit by bit. She thinks some people are going to kill her. You know what I think? I think she's going to kill that old man, maybe herself.
What can you tell me about what happened here today? Did you hear any shots?
Yes, I heard the shots at the police officers. I saw the car. I knew it had to be the Longs. Then I heard the shots.
Briefing!
The situation as we know it is this. We have a barricaded white female inside the residence. She's 64 years old and she suffers from various health maladies. She's diabetic and she suffers from a heart condition that requires the use of medication. CNT tells me she's delusional. She thinks the activity outside the house are gangbangers trying to break in. She's a shooter. Approach knowing she's armed and dangerous. This is the layout of the house. On side 1, we have a front door entrance. This is a dangerous approach as it has 2 windows to contend with. The large front window and a small kitchen window. To compensate for that, we've placed snipers here on this side of the street to watch those ports. Apparently, this house has been somewhat fortified over the years. The garage has been sealed off from the house. Side 3 has one opening, a barricaded window. While negotiations continue with the suspect, we're going to place an emergency assault team on side 1 for entry through opening 2. The emergency entry team will consist of the following: Rhea, scout; Denton, rear guard; Packmeyer, element lead. For rear containment, side 3, Pup and Wixel. Any questions? This is a soft probe. I want stealth movement. This changes only if the situation changes.
Did you have an opportunity to speak to the neighbor?
Yes, he said that Mrs. Long is a little more violent than what her husband would lead us to believe.
You and Denton are side 3, but be aware there's a lot of foliage back there, and you won't have the benefit of sniper coverage. You and Denton are side 3, but be aware there's a lot of... You and Denton are side...
Sounds like the fat's in the fire. Line up for deployment. Let's go!
MP5s, full auto. Ready? Go!
Move up! Move up!
Police officer, Lucy, put the gun down. Put it down now.
Officer, Sergeant Rooker and I will be attending the Use of Force Review Board hearing to testify regarding our personal knowledge of the shooting incident you were involved in. We do not anticipate disciplinary actions to be taken against you, but until the Office of Internal Affairs, the Use of Force Review Board, and the officer-involved shooting team have completed their investigation, you're relieved of active duty.
This is a formality. Don't despair. Keep training with your element. You'll be back in the saddle in no time.
Officer, I have good news. After a thorough investigation, you've been cleared of any misconduct regarding the shooting you were involved in. You're officially reinstated to active duty.
The elements missed you out there. Good to have you back.
Hello, I'm JD Saunders. I bet you're the new guy from Rooker's squad.
Yeah, I'm
Interested in learning to shoot. That's great, because I'm the odd man out. I'm the sniper without a partner.
Without a partner?
Yeah, all snipers are paired up. While one's on the rifle, the other one serves as an observer. You're interested in learning to sharpshoot. All right, come on. I'll show you around.
Colt 40. Row bar.
I'll show you the rifle. Go over it with you.
Thanks.
That's Sergeant Pruitt. He's in charge of sniper training. He'll tell you he's not a very good sharpshooter, but don't let that fool you. You don't ever want to be on the other side of his scope. Sergeant Pruitt, this is...
Yes, I know Rooker's new man. How are you, officer? Adjusting to D platoon, are you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Very good. It would appear you have an interest in the science of sharpshooting. Why don't you let Saunders familiarize you with the SR-60? By the time you get set up, the rest of our sharpshooters should be here and we can begin our training drills.
Thank you, sir.
Me? I'm not really much of a sharpshooter. I'm really more fascinated by the science of it all. But these guys, they're top-notch. What are you waiting for, officer? Get on down range and set up.
Glad to see you made your way back. We can always use another good marksman around here. I thought you were interested in sniping. Why don't you head on down the way and get yourself set up? Saunders will show you the ropes. I thought you were interested.
Would you like to set up the SR-60? I'm ready. Just lead the way. We'll set up down here. Now, I don't know how much you know about sniping, but I'm going to begin with the basics. This is a Robar SR-60 308 bolt-action rifle. Here at LAPD, we zero our rifles at 100 yards. We always begin with a cold barrel shot. We use a cold barrel shot to establish our zero. It's also the most important shot out in the field. Now, first thing you're going to want to do is establish your zero on this rifle. You do that because it's new to you and hasn't been used in a while. To do that, you want to get out your dope book. You want to establish the date, the time of day, wind direction, direction of light, temperature. Also, verify your ammo lot. You'll need to consult the charts in your dope book for any elevation or windage adjustments needed in order to make your 100-yard cold barrel shot and establish your zero. Now I'm going to load a single round for your cold barrel shot. You reload when you're ready to shoot your first group of 5. Now I'll be over here functioning as your spotter. I'll answer any questions you may have. Remember, your cold barrel shot will be taken at 100 yards and you need to shoot a minute of angle. In layman's terms, you're going to want to place a shot in a 1-inch square at 100 yards. Target's already set up for you.
Officer, are you threatening Saunders? By God, you better not be. Secure that weapon now. Holster that handgun now. Hey, you! Knock it off with the funny stuff. We have live fire conditions. Hey, you two, quit goofing around. Hey, you. Hey, you. Hey, what are you doing down there? Let's see some concentration.
All right. Now, to check the 0 on your rifle, you're going to want to take a shot aiming at the center of the 1-inch square. But before you do, there's a few things you need to know. First, your bullet drop compensator knob, or your BDC, is the top knob on your scope. This is the knob you use to compensate for up-down. Your right knob, the windage knob, is twofold. Yes, it allows you to adjust for wind, but it also functions as a horizontal adjustment when zeroing. You must click your windage 6 more times to the left. You must click your BDC down 2 more times. Please reload and fire at will.
Hey, you! Hey, you! What are you doing? Knock that crap off. What are you doing? Knock that crap off. What are you doing? Knock that crap off.
Spotter confirming bullseye. Good, very good. Spotter confirming bullseye. Good shooting. Human silhouette up. Call out area to be hit. No strike results in new call. Miss results in new call.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming miss. Human silhouette up.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming called body strike.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming called body strike. Human silhouette up.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming called body strike. Human silhouette.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming called body strike. Please reload and fire at will.
Head.
Spotter confirming miss.
Head.
Spotter confirming called head strike.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming called body strike.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming.
Body mask.
Spotter That was a good session. You want to go again, or are you done for the day?
Hey, what are you doing down there? Let's see some concentration. Hey, you two, quit goofing around.
Okay, we have a 2-inch square target. You need to place 5 shots within the square. Go ahead and load your rifle. Remember, check the direction and speed of the wind and make any adjustments required. Spotter confirming center hit. Hit is within target.
What are you?
Spotter confirming center hit. Hit is within target. That was a good session. You want to go again, or are you done for the day?
Hey, what are you? Hey, what are? Hey.
Well, I'll make up your mind for you. Let's shoot a little longer. Human silhouette up. Call out area to be hit. No strike results in new call. Miss results in new call.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming called body strike. Human silhouette.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming called body strike.
Body mask.
Spotter confirming called body strike.
Head.
Spotter confirming miss.
Head.
Spotter confirming called.
Head.
Spotter confirming called head.
Head.
Spotter confirm.
What are you doing? Knock that crap off.
Head.
Spotter confirming.
Head.
Spotter confirm.
What are you doing?
Human silhouette up.
Head.
Spotter confirming called head. That was a good session. You want to go again, or are you done for the day?
Hey, you! Hey!
Okay, we have 9 1.5-inch targets. Each target requires its own center hit. Begin top left to right. Spot. Spotter. Spotter confirming. Spotter con. Spotter con. Spotter con. That was a good session. You want to go again, or are you done for the day?
Colt 45.
Hey, how you doing, pup? I hear you've been out on the long rifle range with Saunders and Tello. Sergeant Pruitt's got a sniper qualification soon. You want to attempt qualifying? Great. I'll let Sergeant Pruitt know you're interested. Good luck. You know, I'm pleased to see you're taking an interest in sharpshooting. It's a proud discipline.
Barricaded female, North Hollywood area, 339 Westcott Avenue. Shots fired, code 3.
This is Sergeant Pruitt with the LAPD. Lucy, if you can hear me, I want you to answer the telephone. We're here to help you. Please pick up the telephone and talk with me.
We have a barricaded white female inside the residence. She's 64 years old and she suffers from various health maladies. She's diabetic and she's got a heart condition that requires the use of medication. Our negotiator tells me that she's delusional. She is armed and dangerous. She is a shooter. The layout of the house is as follows. Side 1, opening 2 is the front door. This is a soft probe.
You're covering Carmichael as rear guard, pup. Make sure you squeeze up on him.
Sounds like the fat's in the fire. Line up for deployment. Let's go!
Sierra 1 reporting. Side 1 is clear of threat.
Hold. Ready to move. Move. Ready to open door. Ready to enter door. Go!
Entry point clear.
Trailer! Kitchen door! Pup, you cover Carmichael. Carmichael, pull back. Pup, move in. I'm covering you. Lucy? It's the police. Lucy, are you in here? Lucy, we're the police. Keep your hands where we can see them. We're here to help you. We want you to come out. No one's going to...
All right, everyone, take a seat. Before I get started, Lieutenant Hancock has a few things to say. Sir?
Congratulations, officers. You did an excellent job today. And thanks to your efforts, we have our suspect in custody. Keep up the good work. Sergeant Rooker?
You men did a fine job out there today. Take pride in your efforts. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a commendation or two headed this way. Well, that's it. Get some rest. Dismissed.
Colt 45 row bar S.
Hello, Didi. Hey, hello. Today is qual day. If you're interested, stay and shoot. If you pass the 15-round, 100-yard minute of angle qualification, you'll be eligible to be called up as a sniper during a crisis. How about it? I'll stay in spot for you.
Qualification begins with a coal barrel shot in a 1-inch square, then a 5-round group in a 1.5-inch square, and then 9 bullseyes each in a 1-inch square, all from 100 yards. Load your weapon, and when ready, fire at will for your coal barrel shot. Cold barrel shot. Fire at will. Spotter confirms coal barrel hit, dead on. Qualification continues. Please reload and fire at will. Spotter confirms hit, dead on. Qualification continues. 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 Please reload and fire at will. 5-round group. Your weapon is already. Spotter confirms hit dead on. Qualification continues. Spotter confirms hit dead on. Qualification continues. Reload if necessary. Reload if necessary. And fire at will. 1-inch target at 100 yards. Spotter confirms hit dead on. Qualification continues. Reload if necessary. Reload if necessary. And fire at will.
What are you doing? Knock that crap off.
Spotter confirms hit dead on. Qualification continues. Reload if necessary. And reload if necessary. And fire at will. Spotter confirms hit dead on. Qualification continues. Reload if necessary. And fire at will.
Well, you are 100%. Congratulations. You passed qualifications. I knew you can do it.
Thanks. That felt pretty good.
It always does. Why don't you go ahead and clean your rifle? I'll let Sergeants Pruitt and Rooker know the news.
Thanks, JD.
You earned your position. Good job.
Well, if it isn't our newest sniper. Congratulations, officer. I heard you passed qualifications for sharpshooting. I'm glad to see you're taking an interest in cross-training. Keep up the good work.
Colt 45.
Hey, glad you could make it. We're all set up for the Dozer Drill. It's 5 pepper poppers at 10 yards. Par time is 5 seconds. Let's see what you can do. With 45s, this is the Dozer Drill. Engage each of the 5 pepper poppers until they fall. Reload as necessary. Par time is 5 seconds. On the whistle. Officers, guns at low ready. Prepare to commence firing. Make ready. This is the combat drill. There will be multiple moving targets, all bad guys. Reload as necessary. No par time. This is a reflex drill. On the whistle. Officers, guns at low ready. Prepare to commence firing. Make ready. The Presidente Drill is up. There are 3 targets and multiple engagements. Starting from either the left or the right, shoot the first target once, second target once, third target twice, second target once, and first target once. Speed load, then do it all again. Par time is 10 seconds. On the whistle. Officers, guns at low ready. Prepare to commence firing. Make ready.
Officer down, 612 Haley, Central Area, Code 3.
Where do you want it, Sergeant?
You need to get into a car, travel across the railroad tracks, and set up across the way. The east side of the building faces the train tracks. That's where the entrance is. I need you to provide cover for the entry team. You're Sierra 1. Contact me as soon as you're in position.
Right.
Sergeant Rooker, what's the situation? We're not sure yet. Officers Tobin and Bale from Central were answering a Code 30 Adam. The officers approached the warehouse and found the front entrance door open. As they were entering the building, they were fired upon. Bale was shot in the face. Tobin apparently grabbed Bale, dragged him around to the back of the building, and called for assistance. By the time assistance arrived, the firing from within had subsided. Bale's en route to the hospital, and Tobin standing by to provide information. We're hearing random shots fired. We've set up communications in the ice building.
The owner's here.
Come on.
Well, of course, I don't want any more damage to occur than already has.
Mrs. Schneibly, this is Sergeant Rooker. Would you mind repeating to him what you just told me?
Well, yes, of course. Hello, I'm Marcia Schneibly. I own this building. Well, the business does. I was just telling this officer here that, well, my warehouseman is missing. And when the police called this morning and said something about someone shooting off guns in my warehouse, well, I thought, oh, where's Hector? I mean, he's a diligent employee. He would not just allow someone to come in and shoot up my building.
Mrs. Schneibly, do you think it could be Hector firing off these weapons?
Well, heaven's sake, no. Hector is a sweet young man. A little slow, maybe, but mentally challenged, but not...
Rooker! Packmeyer!
Would you please excuse us, Mrs. Schneibly? Please finish what you were saying to this officer here. Thank you.
Mrs. Schneibly, you were saying that you believe your warehouseman is missing?
Believe he is missing? Why, I should say so. Hector reports to work Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. He is a very dependable employee. Why, in 5 years of working for us, he has never missed a day.
Mrs. Schneibly, what's Hector's full name, and can you give me a physical description?
Oh, yes, it's Hector Martinez, and he's about 6 feet tall, about 180 pounds, clean-shaven, dark hair. I don't know how old he is. Like I said before, he's a little bit mentally challenged. He's simple. Well, have you seen that movie, Forrest Gump? That's the way he is. That's the way he is. Forrest Gump wouldn't hurt anybody, and neither would Hector hurt anybody.
Mrs. Schneibly, nobody says Hector has or would hurt anybody. Up until now, we didn't even know about Mr. Martinez. We're just trying to determine what the situation is. Mrs. Schneibly, would you have a home phone number for Mr. Martinez?
Well, yes. Well, not with me at the office. I mean, I'd have to call to get it.
Can you give me a layout of the warehouse?
Oh, well, yes. Well, it's mostly a big, empty building. We keep it for extra storage, and Hector maintains the building for when we need extra space. Well, that's not what you asked, is it? Oh, well, let's see. Okay, the building was built to utilize the train tracks. And so the roll-up doors and the entrance face the railroad tracks. And when you walk in, well, it's just a big open building. I have some furniture stored in there from when the children were small, and my husband and the boys have some mini bikes in there as well.
Is there just one large room?
Oh, no, there are 2 large rooms upstairs. Well, the second room, I don't know, it has some old scales, junk, really. Nothing important.
You said upstairs. Is there a downstairs to the building as well?
Oh, yes. Didn't I mention that? Well, it's mostly just beams and floor supports, and Hector has his little makeshift office down there. Nothing fancy.
Is there an outside entrance to the basement, Mrs. Schneibly?
Oh, heavens, no. No, I had that sealed up years ago. You know, we have trouble with hobos here. I mean, they ride the train in the day and at night stop and look for a place to sleep. Well, we literally had a hobo camp down there. No, I had workmen come and cement and brick up that door. No, do you know what it does to your insurance rates when you have hobos in your building? Just terrible. No, there's only one entrance to the basement, and it's through the warehouse. I don't remember if the stairs are in the first room or the second room. Does that matter?
Mr. Schneibly, is there a phone line in the building, and do you know the number?
Oh, yes. I know. The number is 213-298... No, 213-289... No, I'll just have to call and get it for you. But there is a phone. It's in Hector's little basement office area. You know, I wanted him to have a nice little desk with a phone on it upstairs. But no, he insisted on having the phone installed downstairs in the basement, that dark, dank basement.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the warehouse or about Hector?
Nothing I can think of. It's just a big warehouse. It's empty, and Hector's just a simple man trying to make a living. I can't understand how he could be causing all this trouble. It's just not like him.
Mrs. Schneibly, we haven't determined that Hector is causing all this trouble. Mrs. Schneibly, we've set up a communications post over by the ice house across the way. Could I ask you to go in there and use the telephone to call your office and get those phone numbers we talked about?
Oh, well, sure, but I don't want to be in the way. I'll just use the phone in my car if that's all right.
That'd be fine.
All I'm saying is there's one entrance, the front. Saunders and Tello were placed across the railroad tracks to cover us. But that's a distance, man.
I bet they panicked when Central showed up. I bet they're in there freaking out. I figured there's more than one in there. Maybe it's a sired robbery. I figured there's more than one in there. Maybe it's a sired robbery.
This isn't gonna be pretty. Probably some strung out homeless guy, wrong place, wrong time. Wrong time for the cops to show up. Probably some strung out homeless guy, wrong place, wrong time. Wrong time for the cops to show up.
The place is big inside. I know it. I can tell. We're gonna need some long-range power. The place is big inside. I know it. I can tell. We're gonna need some long-range power.
The place is too big to gas. I don't see how we could gas it. Do we know if there's any hostages?
This is Officer Keeler. He was one of the responding officers to the 30 Atom.
As I was telling Packmeyer, we get false alarms down here all the time. The wind's always blowing the doors open on these old buildings, or we have transients camping out. Last thing I expected was gunfire.
Did you see anyone?
No, not really. Everything happened real quick. We were approaching the door. It was partially open. Bales went to reach for it. He had his hand on the doorknob. It seemed to me that the door was closing rather than opening. I got this sinking feeling in my stomach, and then wham! Bales was hit and I was dragging him out of there.
Briefing, everyone! Come on, let's go! Okay, this is what we know. We have one wounded officer, and weapons fire is randomly erupting from within the structure. CNT's been telephoning the warehouse, but there's been no pickup. The warehouse is broken into 2 rooms. In one of the rooms, which one we don't know, are stairs leading to a basement. The basement is dark, and it consists mainly of floor supports. There's also an office area. We've placed sniper teams on 3 surrounding buildings. The approach will be from side 4 to 3 to 2, around to side 1. We can assume the opening one will be secured. We have the keys from the owner, so there should not be a problem with entry unless the door is barricaded from the inside. We know it's a large space, so we're issuing 223s. Fats in the fire. Packmeyer, let's line them up.
We enter and move with stealth. Carmichael, scout. Denton, shotgun. Pup, you're being issued the M16 for range. If there's a distance between us and the shooter, and Pup has the shot, it's his. Rhea, Wixel, you're in the entry, you trail. Okay? Let's move out. Entry team in position.
High ground 1. Side 1 clear of threat.
Roger that. Ready, go!
Hold. Try the door.
Try the key. Mirror up. Entry team ready to make entry. Ready to enter door. Go. Entry team in. Carmichael, move up to the door, mirror it, and see if it's clear. Ready? Go. Mirror up. Looks clear.
Let the man go! Put the gun down! Back off! Let him go! Do it now! Do it!
Today was not a victory, but a
Carmichael, move up to the door, mirror it, and...
You on the stairs! Let me see your hands!
God.
Shut up! Let the gun go! Let the man go now!
No.
Put it down!
No.
Help Let me! It go!
Carmichael, move up to the door.
Okay, that's it. I want out of here. I got my ticket out of here and I'll use it, I swear I will. I'll kill this son of a bitch, I will.
today was not a victory.
Hold. Compromised. Stairwell right.
Shut up! Let the gun go! Let the man go now!
No!
Put it down!
No! Help
Let
me!
me go!
Officer, Sergeant Rooker and I will be attending the Use of Force Review Board hearing to testify regarding our personal knowledge of the shooting incident you were involved in. We do not anticipate disciplinary actions to be taken against you, but
Colt 45
Hey, how you doing? You ready for a combat drill? Multiple moving targets, all bad guys, reload as necessary. Come on, we'll test your reflexes and your aim. With 4. Remember, as you train, so shall you fight. Yeah.
Officer, I have good news. After a thorough investigation, you've been cleared of any misconduct regarding the shooting you were involved in. You're officially reinstated to active duty.
The elements missed you out there. Good to have you back.
Hey, Pop! Guess what? I'm promoting out. I made sergeant. Heading over to Rampart. It's been great working with you. I'd shake your hand goodbye, but I got my hands full. You know, with me out of the way, Rooker's gonna be looking for a new element leader. Good luck, Pup.
Colt 45
Reflex training, combat drills all set up. Multiple moving targets, all bad guys. Reload is necessary. Sounds good?
With 45s, combat drill is up. There'll be multiple moving targets, all bad guys. Reload is necessary. No part-time. This is a reflex drill. On the whistle. Guns at low ready. Prepare to commence firing. Make ready.
Yeah, what is it? You got some wild hair up your butt out in the range or something? Yeah.
Colt 45
Gentlemen, your new element leader. Officers with your sidearms, make ready. Officers, hold your fire. We have a quitter in the group.
Colt 45 Robar Terrorist hostage involved. Shots fired. 18635 San Pedro, corner of San Pedro and Imperial, Southeast area, code 3.
Saunders, Pup.
Lieutenant, Sergeant Rooker, what's the situation?
A group calling itself the Northern 40 Militia has seized the main building on this complex and is holding the owner, Ron Eastman, hostage. We don't know much about this group. The feds are looking into it for us. What we do know is that the group faxed some sort of crude proclamation to the Times claiming the financial records and accounts along with Eastman for their own purposes. What those purposes are, we don't know yet. I need to get you two placed right away. I want to know what's going on in that building, how many are in there, if you can see Eastman, any and all information.
Hey, Sarge, what about Eastman? Do we know what he looks like? What's he wearing? What about suspects? Any sightings, descriptions?
Eastman, male, white, mid-50s, gray hair, 5'10", 200 pounds. Spoke to his wife, she couldn't remember his attire. Thought it would be a dress shirt, slacks, tie. No sighting on the suspect or suspects. Now you'll be on the roof of Building 2.
Building 2 has already been cleared. There's an interior stairwell leading to the roof. Position yourself on the 1-4 corner. Your view should be the 1-2 corner of Building 1. To get to your position on Building 2, you'll travel from our current position along Side 2. Wixel is positioned on the 1-2 corner to cover your move from Side 2 to Side 1. On Side 1, there's an unlocked door. Enter and head to your right to the stairs.
You'll be referred to as High Ground 1. Get back to me as soon as you're in position.
Right. Let's go.
High Ground 1 to 20 David. We're in position.
Copy, High Ground 1.
Pup, wind at 3 o'clock, 8 miles per hour.
David to High Ground 1. What do you see?
High Ground 1 to 20 David. No movement, Side 1-2. High Ground 1 reporting. Hostage visible. Side 1, Level 1. Opening 1.
20 David to High Ground 1. Can you see suspect?
High Ground 1 reporting. Negative on suspect. Repeat, negative on suspect. Hostage's hands secured behind his back. He looks unharmed. High Ground 1 reporting. Hostage visible. Side 2, Level 1, Opening 7.
20 David to High Ground 1. Can you see suspect?
High Ground 1 reporting. Negative on suspect. Hostage's hands are still secured behind his back. High Ground 1 reporting. 2 suspects are visible. Side 2, Level 1, Opening 7. Suspect 1 wearing brown uniform with brown baseball cap. Looks like delivery person. Suspect 2 wearing fatigues top and bottom, also wearing baseball cap.
20 David to High Ground 1. Can you see a weapon?
High Ground 1 reporting. Negative on weapons. High Ground 1 reporting. 2 suspects visible. 1-2 corner. Both appear unarmed. Repeat. No weapons visible.
You do not have a green light. Repeat. You have no authority to fire.
Wind at 11 o'clock. 10 miles per hour. High Ground 1 reporting. Suspect 1 visible. Side 1, Level 1, Opening 1. Appears to be rummaging through drawers.
20 David to High Ground 1. Is the hostage visible?
High Ground 1 reporting. Negative on hostage. Suspect has cleared Opening 1. High Ground 1 reporting. Suspect, Side 2, Level 1, Opening 7. No weapon visible. Wind at 10 o'clock. 3 miles per hour. High Ground 1. Immediate threat. Weapon visible.
High Ground 1, you have the authority to take the shot. Repeat.
Target hit. Threat neutralized.
Entry Team A, prepare for stealth entry.
Officer, Sergeant Rooker and I will be attending the use of...
I was on my way out to the range. Thought I'd stop by, see if you want to talk. You know, about the incident the other day.
What we do as sharpshooters, what you did the other day, was to protect innocent citizens from harm, from possible death. You neutralized a dangerous, violent criminal. You saved innocent lives, lives of the citizenry of Los Angeles and of the department. We've been given the responsibility and authorization to implement the department's use of force policy when the situation necessitates it. It's a grave responsibility, but it's a policy approved by the city of Los Angeles, and when implemented lawfully, serves to protect. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I'm off to the range. You never know. It might be me taking that shot next time. I like to think myself prepared. Maybe I'll see you out there.